Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, committee confusion, how today's special meeting could impact a potential referendum question on separation. A bad taste in their mouth, why multiple vendors say they want nothing to do with Edmonton Beerfest. And high hopes, the cafe trying to become Edmonton's first cannabis joint.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
The Alberta government's move to add a separation question to this fall's referendum may have been stifled by its own misstep. Just as a bipartisan committee was discussing the motion to add the question, the UCP caucus issued a press release stating it had already been recommended. CTV's Jeremy Thompson was in that meeting when this all happened. He joins us live from the legislature this evening. So, Jeremy, what led to this moment?
Well, Matt, it was quite the committee meeting in there. A number of veteran legislature reporters said they'd never seen anything like this. And the man who was there to give clarifying answers about the Forever Canadian petition, Thomas Lukazik, of course, he has lots of experience in the legislature as well. He says he'd never seen anything like this as well. So, as you say, there was that whole debacle with the press release being released early. Before that happened, the UCP members of this committee were arguing that the Forever Canadian question should be added to this fall's referendum because that's what people were told when they signed on to it last summer.
Their public communications clearly presented the initiative as one intended to lead to a referendum.
We didn't advance this question. You did advance this question. Why did you mislead them?
This wasn't the only petition making the rounds, of course. A judge recently dismissed an effort by Stay Free Alberta to put a pro-separation question to Albertans. That was deemed unconstitutional because the group did not consult First Nations. Now, Premier Danielle Smith called it an error in law that her government would appeal. Lukazik believes today's meeting was a way to avoid that potentially lengthy court process to get separation proceedings on the referendum ballot on October 19th anyway.
As a citizen, I am insulted. And I think the 400-some thousand Albertans who signed this petition, frankly, and the separatist petition, should be insulted too. Because this was just a theater.
The UCP is a separatist party. They were determined to have a referendum on separatism for the past year, and they've done everything they could to make sure that that happens.
Minister Jason Nixon told reporters after the meeting that the UCP is not a separatist party. He says, like Premier Danielle Smith, he believes in a sovereign Alberta within a united Canada. Now, in the end, the committee did not vote, so no recommendation to put the question to a referendum was made. That will happen somewhere down the line once this procedural confusion gets sorted out. Nixon does say that this what happened today does not impact the Premier's planned televised address tomorrow, which she plans to go ahead with. Matt.
All right, Jeremy Thompson live at the legislature tonight. Thank you. 2 UCP ministers have resigned from cabinet ahead of a shuffle. Finance Minister Nate Horner says he will be stepping down from his role. Hospital and Surgical Health Services Minister Matt Jones says he will also be stepping back from cabinet. Neither will be seeking re-election in the next provincial election, and both reaffirmed their support for the party and said they will continue serving as MLAs in their respective ridings until the next election. New members of cabinet will be sworn in at Calgary's McDougall Centre tomorrow morning. Alberta's welcome sign is also being shuffled out. The Transportation Ministry revealed this image of what the new sign will look like. It replaces the Wild Rose Country slogan with the slogan Strong and Free. The old signs have been around for more than 40 years. 22 new signs will be installed at provincial border crossings. That will cost about $3.5 million to do so. Crews will start replacing the signs this fall. Some local hospitality businesses are giving others a warning. They say they're still owed thousands of dollars for taking part in last year's Edmonton International Beerfest. As CTV's Evan Kenny reports, this year's fest is just weeks away, and it's still unclear what it will look like.
Christopher Necessito is opening his food truck, hoping this time he'll make some money. He brought his business to the Edmonton International Beerfest last year, expecting to make thousands of dollars in profit. Instead,
we sold our product through tickets. At the end of the day, we submitted all the tickets that have been sold, but we never get our part.
Necessito says a contract was signed with Beerfest stating he would walk away with 60% of his sales. He thought he'd get close to $7,000. Instead, he's down about $5,000.
You know what? I'm hopeless for that. We're not actually thinking of getting that anymore.
This was the worst experience I could have asked for.
Chris Harvey's two bars, the Alfred and Church of John, were also vendors at last year's Beerfest.
We're looking at close to $15,000 to $20,000 potentially in revenue that we've invested that we didn't get any return on.
Beerfest's founder says it's not his fault they weren't paid. He says the issues stem from businesses not having the proper documents or communicating with the festival.
That usually means that there's something that, you know, didn't follow the way it was supposed to, and or we weren't aware of something, or that they were operating outside the confines of what they were registered as.
The businesses say they had all the proper licensing and registration required by last year's venue. An email chain between the festival and vendors shows Beerfest had no issues with the service provided, and it was waiting on grants to pay back businesses.
We want to work with people, and having, you know, long-term success requires patience.
Necessito says the process of getting paid has taken too much time and resources, and he's giving up. Now he's warning other businesses.
You might end up being a victim like us.
Beerfest says it is streamlining communications for this year's event. It runs June 4th to 9th at Churchill Square. We are waiting for confirmation of which vendors will be there. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Police in Edmonton have seized more than $8 million worth of cocaine as part of a national drug trafficking investigation. Edmonton police say they worked with Winnipeg Police and Parkland RCMP on the 2-year investigation. In February, Alberta officers executed a search warrant at an address on 109th Street and Jasper Avenue. Along with cocaine, officers found meth, a buffing agent, a gun, ammunition, and around $30,000 in cash. A 26-year-old man is facing drug and weapons charges. Across Canada, 33 people have been arrested and 174 charges have been laid in connection with this investigation. The opening of Quentuin Outdoor Pool has been pushed back a day because of the rain. It was supposed to open earlier today.
The weather's not cooperating. Looking at the forecast, it looks like tomorrow will be a much better day for our first day of kicking off our 2026 outdoor pool season.
After Quentuin, the next pool scheduled to open is Mill Creek on Saturday. The city says the weekend forecast looks warmer and sunnier than today. Swimmers like Mayor Andrew Knack will now need to wait at least one day longer before diving in.
This is you from a couple of years ago opening up the city pools. Quentuin opens today. Will you be taking a dive later today?
I wasn't offered that option. I don't know. Maybe because if you look at that, that's embarrassing. So they're like, we don't need the mayor on camera doing that anymore.
Andrew Knack was Kent Morrison's guest on Your Morning this morning. Queen Elizabeth Pool, by the way, is scheduled to open May 30th, and Fred Broadstock and Borden Outdoor Pools will open in June. Josh, a pretty good indicator the outdoor pools won't be opening when the spokesperson shows up in a jacket with a hood on it. A little bit of rain out there today.
Was a little chilly today. Not a lot of rain. I mean, there were a couple sprinkles, but most of the showers and thunderstorms kind of avoided the Edmonton area. It's 12 degrees. Here's your wind out of the north. The gusts have, they've just picked back up again. Now about 17, gusting close to 30 kilometers per hour outside the city. A little stronger there. Airports reporting gusts to almost 45 kilometers per hour. 12 degrees is the daytime high so far today. So a lot cooler than yesterday. Yesterday we got to 19. A lot cooler than tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll get to about 19 again for a daytime high. 18 is average. The change tomorrow, not only for your daytime high, is going to be the morning low, and it'll be in the other direction. Tomorrow's daytime high warms up. Tomorrow's morning low gets awfully close to the freezing mark. You do not want to be done jumping into a pool early tomorrow morning at about 2 or 3 degrees. Or maybe you do. Right? It's warmer in the water than it is outside. Take a look outside with the CTV drone right now at mostly cloudy skies. That's been the case all day today. So we said there were a few sprinkles, but most of the city has stayed dry through this afternoon. I'll show you that on the radar map here. You can see a couple little splotches that went through there early this afternoon. Now you're seeing some showers from Leduc off towards Wetaskiwin, but by far and away, the bulk of the activity has been in northeastern Alberta. Some thunderstorms there. We've had some thunderstorms as well across the south. We do also have an advisory for the potential for some funnel clouds. That's going to end in the next hour or two. This will be in effect for tomorrow morning. A frost advisory from Red Deer all the way up through areas off to the west of Edmonton, Edson, Whitecourt areas at the northwest corner of that. Temperatures a degree or 3 below zero tomorrow morning. You may even see some patchy frost in outlying areas in the Edmonton region. In the city, though, should stay frost-free. We'll start the day with some sunshine, and on the cool side, close to 20 with some clouds tomorrow afternoon.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, a new joint in town. What's allowed and what isn't at a cannabis cafe coming to Edmonton.
It just didn't make sense for us not to have something like that here.
Programming brought to you by Final Symphony with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A new cafe coming to White Avenue wants to become the center of cannabis culture in Edmonton. It hopes to one day not only sell the stuff, but allow customers to consume it too. As CTV's Curtis Goodrum reports, that aspect is unlikely to get the province's approval.
Cannabis stores selling a variety of products are common in Edmonton. Now one business owner believes there's room for something new.
It just didn't make sense for us not to have something like that here.
That something is a cannabis lounge, a place Hal hopes people who enjoy the substance can meet, chat, and become friends.
A cannabis-friendly, community-friendly, simple coffee shop and simple restaurant and cafe that is very friendly and very set up within the cannabis community.
Hauk says while the new Amsterdam Cafe is considered pot-friendly, customers are not actually allowed to buy or consume cannabis on site. He hopes lawmakers can change that so his customers can enjoy edibles and infused drinks.
We're hoping that very soon, or sometime soon, AGLC and Alberta legislation will catch up and allow a cannabis lounge where we can then sell the products and consume them safely in the same space.
In a statement, Service Alberta Minister Dale Nally says cannabis consumption spaces such as cafes or lounges are prohibited, and at this time there are no plans to change this. In a statement, the City of Edmonton says if the province chooses to allow cannabis lounges to operate in Alberta, they will need time to go through their own engagement and consultation process.
White Ave has historically always been the wicked and weird place in Edmonton.
Area Councillor Michael Jans is interested in the idea if it gets provincial and municipal approval.
I think we're seeing changes in drinking cultures, changes in demographics, changes in people's habits. If this is something new that takes off that could work, I'm interested to see it.
We have to wait for that legislation to catch up before we can start offering those products to our customers.
The new Amsterdam Cafe is aiming to open in early June. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
To celebrate Paramedic Services Week, Edmonton emergency crews opened up their headquarters, hoping to support paramedic students on their career path. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Yeah, please. A hands-on experience helping future first responders figure out where they want to go.
This is an opportunity for paramedic students from all the different faculties around the city here to come in and see, what a career without paramedic health can look like. I think it's really important for us to demonstrate those avenues to these students.
Crews that operate on the ground and in the air are showing potential new paramedics the ropes. Alexa Podolecki says she never got this kind of experience herself.
I've been doing this for just about 10 years now, and it's really nice engaging with all of them because this is how the industry grows, right?
Finding the right fit is important for a job that can have a heavy burden.
We're getting very intimate experiences with people on their worst days, and we're the sense of control, we're the calm that shows up when things are otherwise chaotic. We're running the show, we're calling the shots, we're making the diagnosis, we're providing the treatments, and I think that in and of itself is very unique. It's a level of responsibility that is heavy at times, but equally as rewarding.
You experience bad days and good days. Sometimes it feels like when it rains it's pours, but I think it's really important to have a grounded mindset and to have things in your life that fulfill you or that make you feel happy.
Podolecki says despite the difficulties, the career can be very rewarding, just like today's experience.
To be the person that you look up to or to move into some version of that and get to be that for somebody else, I think that's one of the reasons that we do it.
Providing support to the province's paramedics of tomorrow. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Still to come, shopping after sunset. St. Albert testing out its first night market.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
The city of St. Albert is getting ready to put on its first night market. It will bring local businesses, food, and entertainment together along Perron Street. The city's Downtown Business Association says it's a way to help local businesses.
A lot of the businesses in the downtown area are local small business owners, and we thought, why don't we do stuff like have some more events, bring some more awareness to the local businesses that are downtown, because it's tough being a small business owner.
The DBA says they hope to build off the success of the outdoor farmers market and put on the night market on a regular basis. Josh, felt a little gloomy around Edmonton today. Kind of cloudy, a little chilly, splashes of rain at time, not too much. But hoping for some nicer weather down the road.
There is. This was our one day. If you were with us yesterday, we said it was going to cool off and be a little cloudy, a little gusty through the day today, and then warm back up. We are still on track for that. It was a little cooler than expected. We thought we'd get to about 14 for a high today. 12 is as warm as it's been so far. River Valley Skycams brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Mostly cloudy skies out there. 12 degrees in Red Deer and here in Edmonton. 14's Fort McMurray and Lloydminster. And Grand Prairie, one of the warm spots around the province at 18 degrees. As we said earlier, this risk of funnel clouds is going to diminish here in the next hour or two, so that advisory will be ended. This is for overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning. All the areas in white have the potential to see some frost. Now, I don't think there's going to be widespread killing frost, but there's a lot of spots in this area that are going to slip a degree or three below zero early tomorrow morning. And I think if you're inside the Henday, all those neighborhoods should be a degree or two above zero early tomorrow morning here in the city. If you're outside the Henday, there'll be some outlying areas, especially low-lying spots, that might see a bit of patchy frost tomorrow morning. There's your showers and thunderstorms across the northeast. Non-severe, but it's coming down pretty heavily if you're right underneath one or two of those cells. And then we've had some small, less than pea-sized hail with a couple of thunderstorms in the south. There's what we got for showers today. Really not much. Seeing a little bit of shower activity there south of the city. No more rain expected through this evening here in the Edmonton area. Skies will clear late this evening, and then early tomorrow morning. We start the day with some sunshine. This cloud cover off to the northwest, it starts to slide in through tomorrow afternoon. Again, east central northeastern Alberta, you might see some hit and miss showers and thunderstorms, maybe a little bit more back to the northwest, closer to that low. I think we're going to stay dry here in the city tomorrow. There is a chance, though, Friday evening, and then Sunday late in the day, and then Monday late in the day for some scattered showers. If you're hoping for heavy, steady rain, there's really not much sign of that coming anytime soon. So you'll have to make do with some hit and miss showers and thunder showers, or at least the potential for it over the next couple of days. 5 degrees Fort McMurray, 5 degrees in Grand Prairie tomorrow morning, about 2 in the city tomorrow. A little closer to zero in outlying areas. Red Deer down around the 0 to -2 range. 20 in Fort McMurray with some sunshine. 20 as well in Grand Prairie, but cloudy. You'll see clearer skies as you move further east, cloudier skies as you move further west. Lloydminster gets some sunshine at about 19. Red Deer, you'll see some increase in cloud in the afternoon. Should be a sunny and frosty start to the day, though. Here in the city, sunshine tomorrow morning, about 2 degrees to start. By lunchtime, should be into the mid-teens, so warmer by lunch tomorrow than it was at all today. And close to 20 with mostly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon. Low 20s to maybe even mid-20s through Friday, the weekend, and into early next week. As we said, there's not really heavy, steady rain in the forecast, but a couple chances there for some scattered late-day showers.
All right, Josh, thank you. A new facility in Edmonton will make it easier for you to sort your recycling while also keeping more materials out of the landfill.
The facility will have close to 20 optical sorters, so that it uses a lot of technology versus the historical way of recycling, which was a lot of manual sorting labor, which is challenging roles to fill.
Waste Management says the new technology will improve sorting accuracy. Materials that pass the recycling test will be sent to packaging producers and then turned into products. In October, the province will begin recycling even more materials, including different glass containers, styrofoam, aerosol containers, laminated paper, and much more.
People are busy these days. They don't have time to try and figure out what can or can't be put in recycling. So having one standardized list across the province is going to make it so much simpler for them and hopefully encourage more people to recycle.
50% of Alberta's residential recycling will come through this facility when it opens early next year. When we return, a dream come true, how a local soccer star earned a place on a FIFA World Cup roster.
It's almost always felt like a dream that was like a little bit far out of reach.
Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
Thursday on Your Morning, Canadian comedian Tom Green joins us to talk about his new show, Taking Him Back to the Farm, plus why young people are leaving Canada and the role AI is playing.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
A local soccer player is preparing to take part in the sport's biggest tournament this summer. Rayan Alumi was named to the Tunisian roster. As CTV's Nira Manisa reports, the 18-year-old credits his success to his time in Edmonton.
Like, it hasn't fully really kicked in yet that it's what's happened has happened.
Rayan Alumi is still in disbelief after he was named to Tunisia's World Cup roster last week.
It's almost always felt like a dream that was like a little bit far out of reach, but now that it's happened, it's kind of like, dang, I actually did it.
Alumi, who is of Tunisian descent, was born in St. Albert and raised in Edmonton. He now lives in Vancouver and plays for the Whitecaps of the Major League Soccer. The 18-year-old says he didn't think he would make Tunisia's 26-man roster.
I always thought it was a little bit crazy, but then over my progression over the last kind of 12 months, gave me a little bit more confidence.
Alumi played youth soccer with Juventus Soccer Club and BTB Soccer in Edmonton.
I was excited and I was very happy for him because I knew that was a goal of his to play in the World Cup.
His former coach says he knew from the start Alumi had what it took to make it to the big stage.
Most coaches at the highest level, they look at the character, right? Are you coachable? Are you willing to learn? Are you someone they can work with? And Ryan always had those attributes that always wanted to get better. So I believe the Tunisian national team probably saw this guy as a guy for the future. So let's start investing in him now.
Alumi says he hopes to follow in the footsteps of another Edmonton footballer, Alphonso Davies.
He's a huge inspiration because he came from the same place that I came from. He took a very similar path that I took. And yeah, he was kind of the first one to really make it out. So hopefully that can be the next.
This year's World Cup is hosted by Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. The tournament is one of the biggest sporting events of all time. Tunisia's first match is June 14th in Mexico. Nira Manisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.